Hello everyone! Recently I've been getting into a franchise I've overlooked for years, Persona. Persona is a JRPG franchise with compelling stories, amazing characters, and many spin-offs. However, each game in the series has one thing in common, the openings. The openings are meant to show and set the tone of the game, its message, characters, and a tease of its story. So today, I'm going to be going through all the modern Persona games and find out which opening is the best. If you're wondering why I said modern, that's because we aren't going over any of the openings for Persona 1 or 2. I haven't played either titles, and I think it's pretty unfair to rank them if I don't understand their stories. Also, this goes without saying, but this is just my opinion. If you have your own personal rankings, let me know in the comments. With that being said, let's begin. Alright, I want everyone to know how hard this was for me. No intro in this series is bad. They're all amazing. But I mean, come on.
君はね、確かにあの時私のそばにいたいつだってすぐ横で笑っていたなくしても取り戻す君を I will never leave you
Persona 3 FES has the weakest intro here without contest. Half of its intro is made up by in-game cutscenes, which wouldn't be so bad if the other half wasn't just unapologetically actual gameplay, UI elements and all. The symbolism that this intro does have has already been taken and shown in the actual cutscenes themselves, and while the song is great, that alone doesn't make up for how little is done here. I can't even come up with anything else to say about this opening. Let's just move on.
To the ground, it's getting better like I told you before. Double up a dead road cheddar. L to the J, say stay laced. Kids will call me boy a flush, and I'm the ace.
She isn't coming back. Stop begging Atlas for her.
Persona 3 Portable has an actual intro this time with actual symbolism!
It's just okay. It has a nice song that doesn't exactly hit too hard, which kinda sucks. It also has a mirror aesthetic that turns good scenes into clutter. It's not too bad, but near the end for some reason, Makoto has Fuka on his side and Katone has Aigis, which makes zero sense since Aigis had more of a connection to Makoto since Katone doesn't experience the answer, and Fuka is the most indifferent to both of them. The rest of the symbolism is great, and the song is kinda impactful, but I don't think it's gonna top my list. Sorry. So, recently outside of making videos, I've been getting into cooking. So if any of you need any tips, set a timer for your bread. I know these placements may make you think I hate Persona 3 as a whole, but that is far from the truth. I love Burn My Dread as much as the next guy, but before the drop, the visuals are more white and black than blue, so it feels kinda bland until Junpei shows up. The foreshadowing is probably the best this series has, but again, the visuals just bring it down at points, especially the PNG of the moon. It just clashes horribly with the art style. Overall, while I love this opening, it still gets outshined by others on this list. Now let's move on. So, when I was presented with both Persona 3 and 5 dancing, I had to take a long and hard look at both of their intros, since I loved them both. And while I came out of 5 with a huge appreciation for it, 3 somehow got worse. Dancing in Moonlight is very universally praised, but I think it may just be a tad overrated. First off, credit where it's due, I love the underwater and retro aesthetic. It's really nice to look at whenever we get the chance. But that leads me into my biggest issue I have with this intro.
It's extremely bright.
Yes, that's the point of this intro, but it can pull it off right, like when Makoto puts on his headphones and lights up the area around him. But whenever the characters actually dance, they wave around this mist that would look cool if the camera wasn't only going back and forward. They do mediate this close to the end, making the mist transparent, and overall, I'm happy these guys can have fun for a while, but please, turn off Discord light mode.
For the better good, much needed. Tonight's the night. Reunite, party over here. No mass destruction needed.
This placement is gonna hurt. I guess irony works in some strange ways, doesn't it? Persona 4 Arena Ultimax has the weirdest pacing imaginable. The song, Break Out Of, is a very high energy song, with a female singer representing Yuna Rukami and a male rapper representing Sho. It's perfect! If it wasn't for the visuals completely downplaying the emotion given. This intro lingers on characters for way too long by telling us their names once they appear, despite this game being a sequel to a game that already needed you to have background on the cast of characters shown. It also doesn't highlight any new characters in Ultimax, so what was the point? Yukiko does not need 7 seconds to be established. Chie does not need 5 seconds to be established. The title of the game should not take 13 seconds worth of a panning shot to be introduced. Near the end, it feels like everyone else was shoved in to give them screen time and still have time left over to fit the scene of you and Sho facing off. Overall, the song is amazing, but the visuals sucked. Remember everyone, unless your name is Joker, don't dance in the middle of the road. Actually, even if your name is Joker, don't do that! He almost got hit by a car! Dancing in Starlight has a pretty okay intro. The animation is extremely smooth and the dancing segments are alright, but there is one thing about this intro that people find controversial, so I'm gonna come out and say it. Groovy is a great song. Most people hate the reuse of Wake Up, Get Up, Get Out There because they think it's offbeat, but no! Let the song sink in more. Also, some scenes being nonsense is fine, it's just to show the Phantom Thieves being themselves. What I will say, however, is at times, the visuals lean into its dark colors with straight blacks. While there's clearly light sources, it's most noticeable with the glare, which at times feels like too much. But despite that, I don't hate it. Not much else needs to be said here. It's just a solid opening. Who at Atlas decided to make a rhythm game have a compelling story and message? Give them a raise.
Here's another one.
Dancing All Night has an intro that absolutely takes time to get used to. You, Yosuke, Rise, and Chie have really choppy animation. However, the rest of the cast fares way better. Besides Kanji. He excels. It all falls apart into this frankly amazing dance choreography at the end, showing everyone's unique dance styles off perfectly. Now, you may be wondering why I haven't mentioned the song yet, and that's because if I had to rank these based on the song alone, it would be way higher. It's extremely catchy and makes you want to get up and dance. No pun intended. Plus, you can always tell in Persona songs when the singers are having fun, but when Lotus Juice does, it's amazing. Listen to this. Altogether, this intro is pretty alright. However, I've been advised by my good friend Puro to throw this entire intro into the XOMX. So, I will do so immediately. Does anyone ever realize how many spiders we have in the world? Does anyone wonder how many of them live inside of Big Ben? Persona Q's opening is meant to do one thing, make you feel as happy as a Persona opening can. Now, if we just put it to that standard, it'd be number 1 on our list. So, why isn't it? Well, that's due to one thing, underrepresentation. Take a look at Persona 3's theme. Now look at Persona 4's theme. Now look at the combined theme. If you can't tell, 3's theme completely fades and blends into Persona 4's theme unapologetically. Sure, the song is awesome and seeing all these characters having fun is really sweet, but that's also mainly just fan service. I know I'm being really negative over small things, but it's also hard to fully dislike this one. It's just fun. And then it reminds you it's a Persona game, baby!
It's only just begun. Welcome to this wide maze of life.
Does anyone ever realize how many spiders we have in the world? Does anyone ever realize how many? Does anyone ever realize? Persona 4 has such an iconic opening that, for a while, I never gave it a chance. But, after watching it again for this video, I grew to love it so much more. It gives this calming feeling with visuals akin to a Saturday morning cartoon opening, which then sets into this day-by-day calendar montage. I love this bit near the end, showcasing the characters being caught on all different kinds of cameras, because it's not only a great way to show off who they are, but it also gives us great moments like Kanji smacking dudes down to the ground like it's nothing, and Chie giving us this cursed face. Personally, it's the perfect little bow tie to an amazing game. Hey, you know how Q2 didn't have English voice acting even though it was the only Q game the Phantom Thieves got? Yeah, that sucks. Now let's revolt. Persona 5 Tactica is awesome. I get most people didn't need it, but I was hyped for it, and the opening helped deliver on that front tenfold. I'm gonna touch on the symbolism first because I think it's really compelling to the game's theme. In the intro, you'll see this phrase floating around, and if we translate it to English, it roughly says, "If you want peace, conquer yourself." This phrase completely aligns with the arc of Toshiro. Not only that, but the song does as well, since this game is literally about a revolution inside of his heart after all. Besides that, the animation is stellar. It really shows how much you can do with this art style. In my eyes, this is wonderfully done and worthy to be in a game as great as this one. We interrupt this programming to bring you a special announcement. Where do I begin? This intro is almost a complete 180 from the happy style of Persona 4, instead showing dark, low-tone colors. The song Best Friends took a bit of time to grow on me, but the thing that thankfully sold me on it was the drop in the song near the middle.
Thought I knew you, but can never say I know me. That sorry shadow I could turn out to be. Sometimes I cannot, just can't understand where my head is at. Oh, what my heart is saying.
Wonderful. Unlike Ultimax, this intro keeps its pace, yet only hinting at story beats, like the slight lick that Rise does here. Now, I do think the intro ends a little bit abruptly, but other than that, I have no gripes. You done did you done good.
'Cause the road will go on with me or without making no compromise, fighting for a better life.
If I've learned anything from replaying Persona games, pure gold never corrodes. Persona 4 Golden has such an iconic intro. Once you hear that harmonica, you know you're in for a treat. The intro expects you to know the cast of characters already, so it doesn't shy away from telling you who they are up front, which at first I had a bit of a gripe with, but then I realized I'm being really nitpicky. This dance number really shows the nature of everyone in the investigation team, either through how they dance or the background that they dance in front of. Then Teddy opens his head and reminds you that this is still a Persona game, which then goes right back to happy posting hours. It's also beautifully animated with such a great song to boot. Definitely one of the greatest intros Persona has to offer. Huh, a game where a movie maker's the villain? That's not a game, that's just real life. Persona Q2 had one objective, to show all the characters from each game, and yes, while they did do that, it's done in a way that no characters are glossed over like Ultimax did. Even if you want to argue against that being the case, this is way better than force-feeding them all to us. Seeing the representation of Persona 5 first, then 3 and 4 in cinema, gives a nice push towards where the story starts, and it also gives us Junpei staring down the FNAF 2 hallway, and Kamishita Man rapping. I mean, come on. I also can't understate how special the song is. Road Less Taken has Lin, Shihiko,
I am an idiot, that was Shihoko.
Yumi, and Lotus Juice, the main singers for Persona 3, 4, and 5, all together in one song, and it's perfectly sewn together to make this underrated gem of a game even better. For those of you who know Persona, you know what's coming. And for those of you who don't know Persona, you're in for a treat. Persona 5 has such an amazing opening. It can't be understated how phenomenal the animation is, from Joker's spin into the crowd, Yusuke painting the town in red, Futata's aggressive typing, the ice skating on the highway. Look at this eye candy! The song that accompanies this amazing visual treat, Wake Up, Get Out There, tells you the Phantom Thief's motives right from the get-go. If you hold on, life won't change. So don't hold on. Get out there and make a change. Overpower the liars with the truth you hold. It's such a great and fitting message for what they do in the first place. They give a voice to those who can't speak up for themselves and get people to rightfully atone for their actions. I could go on and on about this intro for a long while, but for the sake of this video, I'll keep it short. If you haven't played Persona 5 yet, go play Royal and look at this opening of the Thieves' Den. Trust me, you'll have a blast. Now that we're in the home stretch, I want to mention our two technicalities that didn't make the list. BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle and Persona 5X. While I do think highly of Persona 5X's opening, at the time of recording this, it has not been localized, so I can't talk about the story connections. And while BlazBlue has Persona 4 characters, they only let you use the 4 you get up front, meaning they don't have enough screen time. With that out of the way, let's get to the final 3. You know how people say money doesn't fall from trees? They're right, it falls from the sky! Fun fact, I used to think Persona 5 Royal had a worse opening than vanilla, but then something just snapped. Something inside of me. The comic book art style has such a unique flair, from the small things like the smoke being replaced by different color patterns to the pop from Ryuji running here. Smeary dancing in the rain is also a treat, with a beautiful transition to the gem fight where Ryuji may possibly need some medical care. The main thing that I absolutely need to cover is the song. Colors Flying High isn't just a good song, its message hits me on a personal level. Whatever happens, never be afraid to show your true self. You can rule the world as long as you stay true to your beliefs. It's a simply, truly amazing, beautiful, and fitting message for the third semester and Royal as a whole. While this is amazing, we still have 2 more openings to go.
Nice one!
Do you get it? Because it's like it's like Persona 5 Strike.
Persona 5 Strikers opening being this high may come as a shock, but I assure you, there's good reason behind it. Atlas told Lynn that this time she could go all out, so Lynn took this information and proceeded to do this. Lynn's delivery really helps push the message, being that you shouldn't refuse to break free, since the only one who's truly stronger than you is yourself. The visuals are amazing, swapping between old and new art styles on a dime. I also love the fact of how expressive the Phantom Thieves are. The simple act of them pointing to their code names, how they fight, how they pass around Joker's phone, it's awesome. I'm sure nothing will ever top the Phantom Thieves. Is what I would be saying if this was number 1. But we've still got one final spot left. You might be wondering, how did I go from having most of Persona 3's titles at the bottom of my list to taking the number 1 spot? Oh, who am I kidding? Cue the music! You may think this is biased since it's the newest opening here, but you couldn't be farther from the truth. Persona 3 Reload has the most compelling opening here. It starts out mellow and sweet, and then Lotus Juice steps in.
Wake up, springs made when things fall apart. Read up, what matters after endings, how you left them all. Read up, fire in my soul, fire in my heart. Till we see on the other side of stars.
Oh, the journey starts from where we never sleep. No one's sure what lies ahead before and break. Cause maybe love is death. We will need something.
Nothing easy, get up and go, get it go.
Sometimes this journey is about the chase. Out about the destination of the world. No matter how far,
No matter how far,
how you go,
how you go.
how long can it
Promise
be
you no time to waste. Gotta face your life, go get it burning.
I know people say that Portable's opening song sounds like you're gonna save the world, but I think this one outshines that song, and its message is wonderful. Life isn't easy, and nobody has it easier, no matter where they are, but just like this song says, nothing's easy. Get up and go. Make your life with your own hands. That speaks to me on such a personal level that I could never do justice with words. The visuals to accompany this masterpiece are simply beautiful, having more of an emphasis on the balance of colors instead of what the original did. It also blends 3D and 2D together extremely well, which in animation is extremely hard to do. Everything in this opening has purpose and meaning, but you're not overloaded because it's easy to grasp without having to say anything, besides what isn't intended for you to know just yet. The opening was the biggest reason I bought the game, and so far, I'm loving it. I haven't completed it since I haven't had enough time to do it, but I must say, it's well worth your time if you haven't played Persona 3 before. And with that, this ranking comes to a close.
Gotta face your life, go get it burning.
Hold on a minute. Why did the transition play? I'm not forgetting any openings. Oh, come on. You're not even related to Persona. Fine. I'll count it as a technicality.
Yo, LV.
I'm sorry to all the people who like the original Catherine opening more, but it's boring. I like that it opens like a heavy TV show with the characters' names all around, but there is nothing other than that. The only actual symbolism shows up for like 1 second, and the rest is just Vincent's bedroom and mist. Also, this song is my least favorite out of the entire list, technicalities and all. It feels like it's missing something, and before you can process it, it's gone. But what if we gave it that missing ingredient? Now this is what I was missing. Catherine Full Body keeps the same vibe, but now the visuals get a lot more creative and the song sounds a whole lot better. The singers sound extremely passionate, which for this game with its message about impulsive love, fits. The symbolism feels like it gets room to breathe, and the visuals lead farther into the horror aspect despite the tone the song sets up. It harnesses the feeling of dread that Vincent is going through indirectly instead of telling you with words of emotion via him just lying in bed hopelessly. I'm glad we could still end this on a good note despite the original Catherine opening being bad. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.
Yes